This is a queen ant, and she has 1,000 days ahead to build an empire. But every step she takes is being watched by a rival colony. If she fails, war will break out. Her nest will be destroyed, and her world will be taken over. Everything rests on her survival. In the very first days, she begins creating her nest. Underground, the first generation of ants starts to grow. Above the surface, dangers are waiting. Rival colonies and constant competition. The queen herself will never leave the safety of her chamber. Instead, she produces workers whose only duty is to protect and serve her. But danger is already here. A wild ant searching for new land has found them. This intruder belongs to a rival colony living right on my windowsill. The workers react quickly. They begin constructing walls and sealing the entrance. Their queen must be kept safe at all costs. But survival will require more than walls. They need soldiers, and for that, they need food. These ants specialize in gathering seeds. They carry them below and store them in what I call a bakery. There, the seeds are ground into food, the perfect fuel for the developing larvae. 70 days later, the results are visible. A booming population, all powered by their tiny underground bakery. But the new workers are fragile. They need sugar to grow stronger. For days, honey sat untouched. Then a wild ant discovered it. At first she was alone, or so it seemed. Suddenly, an attack began. The colony was overrun. I tried saving as many as I could, but the damage was already done. Most ants did not survive. The few that remained honored their fallen by creating a graveyard, a reminder that even in death, ants show respect. The battle was lost, but could they still win the war? Weakened and desperate, they needed honey again. This time they approached with caution. I watched as they drank, their tiny tongues reaching for every drop. Then, in a stroke of brilliance, they began covering the honey with dirt, camouflaging it from rivals. Protecting the honey meant protecting the queen. She alone could lay eggs. Without her, the colony would vanish. With her, they had hope. By day 600, the colony had transformed into a fortress, and it was time for a test. I introduced 100 fruit flies. They scattered into chaos. Some stood perfectly still, blending into the background, but not all were so lucky. One moved, then another, and soon the hunt was on the pretty liquor now. The first kill came quickly, followed by many more. Some flies escaped, but not for long. They ran straight into the rival colony. The wild ants had multiplied, spreading far beyond my windowsill, invading my animal room. Even my pets were disturbed by their presence. It seemed my colony wasn't as invincible as I hoped. For the next year, both colonies grew, preparing for the inevitable war, and then it began. The enemy forced their way underground. The queen was rushed to the deepest chamber, while her workers abandoned much of the nest to form a living shield around her. One worker was left behind, still fighting, refusing to give in. But the invaders wanted more, the larvae. One by one, the young were lost. 1,000 days of struggle led to this moment. The queen had built an empire from nothing. Would her children allow it to be destroyed? Instead of fleeing, the colony rallied. They fought back with everything they had. Even my pets joined the battle. The ants surged to the surface, pushing the enemy into retreat. Against all odds, they had won. The rival colony was never seen again. Check out the next video for more. And hey, Auntie, how are you doing?